Yo, what up, street togs? Street gods, cyber togs. Hurricane in the house. Some thoughts. Looks like it's gonna be a very beautiful future. Very, 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 very beautiful. Congratulations on 123 Bitcoin, 123,000 and climbing. So good news. Some cyber thoughts. I think it's pretty obvious at this point that all the smart capital is going to go to cyberspace, cybersecurity. I mean, Bitcoin is the ultimate cyber security system. I mean, I think that's actually probably one of the most interesting thoughts that Michael Saylor had is what are the stakes? This is also something I learned from Cindy in terms of academic thinking. What are the stakes? STAKES. So the stakes of Bitcoin is he or she or the entities or the countries that control cyberspace shall control the future, right? And so the reason why Saylor is a good person to opine on this, I mean, he served in the Air Force, cyberspace, Navy power space, naval power space, as well as land power, air power, space power, cyberspace. Another thing that's interesting too, the reason why Bitcoin is probably more interesting than even going to Mars is before we go to another Saylorism, right? Before we go to space, ... perhaps it is a good idea to go to cyberspace because frictionless, airless, whatevs, right? I mean, Elon Musk is still the GOAT of entrepreneurship. He is the ultimate, will to power embodied in a man. But physics is very, very difficult. Cyber physics, Bitcoin makes a lot more sense. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla gets back into the Bitcoin games. I mean, some ideas for Elon, if you want people to get more, purchase more Teslas, give them the option to buy it in Bitcoins again. Okay, I forgot where I was. Okay, so we're kind of currently in a world in which I was talking about cybersecurity. Okay, so the stakes of Bitcoin, right? So the stakes of Bitcoin is, it is like a security imperative, right? So if you don't want mainland China hacking American government systems, right? Bitcoin is the way. And also shout out to China. If you don't want America bullying you around no more, get the Bitcoins, and then America is not going to be able to default on your precious US government debt treasury notes, right? So everybody wins, all entities win. It's a win-win-win-win-win scenario. That's kind of the best position to be in because if you're playing macro global economics, assuming that Bitcoin is the only global capital, global cyber power, cyber energy, Bitcoin is obvious. So once again, if this was like a world of Battlestar Galactica or what else, right? This is another thought for us who played StarCraft. So MSTR strategy is essentially the carrier has arrived, right? And then all the Bitcoins it has are like the interceptors. Imagine if you could make 601,000 interceptors, you're finna destroy all the Zerglings, right? So the question is, okay, so assuming a Bitcoin is like an Archon, right? Get 2 Templars. And fiat currency is like a Zergling. It's like, what would you rather have? Would you rather have 20 Archons? Would you have 1 million Zerglings? I think the Archons will still win. the hardest capital shall win. Um, yeah, and I think also the reason why it's pretty inevitable and obvious is also because, like, for example, there's some like tensions in the Mekong area. So there's always going to be border disputes because borders are, you know, state enacted. Bitcoin is the opportunity for each and every single country to remain sovereign, right? So, for example, the only imperatives that a country has to do with whatever's, right? I mean, at this point, most of the world is peaceful. There ain't finna be another World War III. There's gonna be like an economic war, which is currently happening with China, America, and the rest of the world, right? And everyone's trying to pick sides. Yet, getting the Bitcoins, keeping the Bitcoins, deploying more Bitcoins is the way that these countries could remain in power, right? So, yeah, like, it's pretty obvious. Just buy the Bitcoins. All right, some more funny Bitcoin thoughts. Cyber colonizer. Bitcoin is cyber colonialism. I mean, we all know that colonialism is bad, but I suppose Bitcoin could make it a little bit more ethical. You know, colonize, colony. Yeah, like, and then the good thing is here, no parties are injured, you know, hurt, whatever, right? It's just more the governments that have the most intelligent leverages to acquire and accumulate the most Bitcoins, quote, quote, budget neutrally, virtuously, and for the peoples.